Hi, my awesome friends. I hope you're going to play along with me. I have been trying to figure out something this afternoon. It has not been easy. You can see I have made so many flops trying to get everything right for you. But anyway, we're going to try and hopefully get this one right. Okay. So for those of you who don't know what an ATC is, it's a little artist trading card, and it is 9 centimeters in height and 6.5 centimeters wide, or 3.5 by 2.5 inches. I'm South African, so I'm going to be working in centimeters. So I hope you're able to convert this into inches if you need to, but I can't do that for you. Okay, so I'm calling this the little hidden window, and I'm not going to give the secret away until later, and watch the process. So first of all, we have an ATC, and I'd like to use a new blank one that doesn't have any writing on. There you go. And what I've done is, the first thing we're doing, I'm repeating myself today. The first thing we're going to do is measure 2 centimeters from the top. So I'm using my craft mat, and then again 2 centimeters. Just make sure you line it up straight. Okay, so that's 2 centimeters, and that's 2 centimeters, and this will be 5 centimeters. Sorry, I can't think. Okay, so that's 5 centimeters. Now I'm using my middle line here, okay, to line up my card. So I'm one of your broad lines, line up the card as best you can. Okay, and then we are going to be measuring it. I'm going to draw a center line. I think it's easier for me to draw the center line because otherwise you won't get it right. So draw your center line. Okay, so that's the center of my card. And we are going to make this 2.5. Okay. So 2.5. 2.5. Okay. And use your craft mat as a guide. We're going to draw a line there and turn it again. Line up your middle line or your median line there, and again make this 2.5. So I know using my mat that is approximately 2.5. So your middle square should then be 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. So let's just check if it's more or less right. 5 centimeters, perfect. And this one is 5 centimeters. So now you've basically got a square in the middle of your card. Okay, that was the hard work. I'm not good with maths. So we are going to use our craft knife and cut along the line, just this line, the inner line. Okay. Not cutting there, just cutting from there to there. Okay. Do this one. Best to use a metal ruler, and please don't slip and cut yourself. Okay, make sure it's all cut through. I am not going to cut the card on the left-hand side, but it doesn't actually matter which side, but I'm right-handed, so I prefer not to cut it on the left side. Okay, so I have cut the card here, here, and here is cut. This side, no cutting. On the side that we have not cut, take your metal ruler and a small tool or a ballpoint pen with no ink, or I suppose you can use it, the ink, it doesn't really matter. And we're going to score. Score is just make a little groove, okay, which we've done. Now, gently open your window and fold it back. So now we have a little window. Now you realize why it's called the window card. Okay, we have done the hard work again, as I said. Take our little piece of crumpled 30 micron thin metal tape and lay our window card onto it. Okay. Sorry, I'm just roughly cutting this. Okay. Smooth our tape really well. Lift up our ATC. Trim off the excess. Trim off the excess. So I find it very hard at the moment to come up with new ideas, because you're kind of reinventing everybody's craft that they've done years ago. So in any kind of creative craft you have, really repetitive today, somebody's probably tried it years ago. Okay, so now we have our closed window. I'm smoothing it again to make sure my cut edges are nice and smooth. And we are now carefully going to cut from the back through our metal tape. Okay. Alrighty. And here's our lovely little window. Okay, so now we have this little window. You can decorate it if you see fit. What I did with this one is I used the texture tool. You can scribble it, whatever you like. So let's use the texture tool again. You can also obviously decorate the whole card before you cut the window, which is sometimes easier. Okay, done that piece. And yeah, my background, I missed a spot there. That's better. I'm just using a piece of scrap paper. I have no idea where I put my scribbling mat. And my fat marker. Okay, we'll give that a minute to dry, and then buff it, if I can find my nail buff. Okay. And my lappy. All right, so now I have done my background of my card, and I had a whole lot of these little goodies from a previous project, and I never throw the waste away. So these were colored with alcohol ink, and I cut little circles out of them for something that I did last year, and I discovered the envelope full of remnants, and I thought, right, what can we make with them? So once again, we are using our waste. And I'll put this here for reference. Okay, that's nicely cut out there. Okay. If you've got one of your little tools that you use for journaling or for scoring, use that just to make sure your flap opens nicely. Okay, so let's decorate this. I used circles. So here are all my little circles that I have saved. Let's grab some more here. And let's see what we can do with these circles. So first of all, you need a full circle, a whole one. I'm just looking for a whole one. I hope I have a whole one. just need one whole circle, not a piece. And let's see if we can cut a whole one with our circle punch. Hope it's gonna fit. Yeah. Okay, we have one whole circle and we stick it on the edge that opens. I find that the ordinary craft glue doesn't really work, so I'm actually using beading glue. But yeah, use a stronger glue, not wood glue. And I should have actually only put half. So only put half the glue on. Okay. And I'm going to lift that up. You don't want glue on that little lip. Okay. Righty. Then let's see what we can do and how we can decorate our little goodie. Using our bits and pieces. Lost my scissors that I just cleaned. Okie dokie. And just looking for the different colors. Nice little color here. There you go. I shouldn't put it over there. Okay. And this is quite a nice color. Put a little bit too much on here. So let's just grab another. So yeah, just play and see what's going on. There you go. And that's a purple. I want purple. I like this green. Maybe a piece of green there. Stick the green there. And then I had some tiny little circles there, you saw. And I just used my single little punch to punch some out of the scrap here. Sure, there, there, and there, and here, here, and here, here. Okay, there you go. I think we maybe need something small on here as well. So let's just see. I need another tiny one of these. So honestly, just playing around with tiny scraps that I had on my table, and I'll cut that. Okay, I think we are sorted. Now let's put these tiny pieces, and I should have a pair of tweezers, but I don't. So I'm going to have glue all over my fingers, but stick a mini circle down wherever I can. And I try to put the glue onto the metal tape, but this glue reacts with the tape, so that didn't work out so well. Just have to be finicky and stick it down carefully. Maybe There's a nice green one. Oh, my fingers are full of glue. And what color have we got here? A goldy one. And one more. Okay. I think I might as well stick this last one down. Okay. I think that's done. Put my lid on. And trim from the back. Sorry for that. Okay. I'm going to stick this in underneath my mat so that it can dry really well, and that's why I prepped this one for you. So the next step then is to have another blank ATC. And what we're going to do here is use double-sided tape. I don't want to use glue because my tape is just slightly thicker than normal, but it's not dimensional tape, so it's still quite flat. And we are going to put strips here. If I can line this up straight. I hope I'm doing this correctly. Actually, sorry, I'm glad this happened because you can see my train of thought is not right. I'll just throw this away. It is actually better to line it up from the back, not on the spare piece of card. Rather line it up from the back because then you know you are lining it up correctly. I have a feeling that previous ATC card that I used had the wrong measurements on it. So rather line up from the back. Okay. Yeah, so it's really funny. When I made this card for the first time, I didn't even measure anything. I just sort of winged it. And then when I want to do a tutorial, it's flippin' difficult. So it makes me realize how hard it must be for my creative friends that are following me on YouTube. When things look so easy, it's not always that easy. Now I know what you mean, because I've had a few ladies say, you make it look so easy. Well, as you saw, I also make mistakes, and I do not edit my videos because I want you to see those mistakes. Right, so let's trim this carefully. Okay, so we've trimmed that off. Tape stick on my hand here. Okay, so there's our lovely little window that has dried. So now we can open it. Hello, hello little window, and there's all your tape on the back. Righty, so let's take this all off. If I can find the blade that I've literally lost on the table. I honestly don't know how I do this. Okay. Carefully lift up all the backing. So I see my lovely friend Natasha Foot, who I follow, and she makes beautiful cards. She had this tip where you only lift up part of your tape, and that gives you a chance to position things correctly. So we will try her tip. Okay, only lift it up half, and now we take our ATC and we try and get it on the top, nice and level, nice and straight. Okay, and then you pull all these little tags off. Thank you, Natasha, for this awesome tip, which I have used quite a few times. It does make a difference. And there you go. From the back, I'm just doing this to make sure it's nice and smooth. And there is our lovely little window. Okay, and what you do here to close your window is you slot it underneath there. How cute is this? Okay, so I had some lovely scrapbooking paper, but you can use whatever you have. And I cut a strip of scrapbooking paper. Do it for you just so you can see. And remember that our little window is 5 centimeters. So I cut it just about 2 millimeters short of 5 centimeters. So basically for 48 millimeters, I think. We'll have to see. And if I can find the blade again, I cut a strip this big. My blade is not sharp enough. I have to cut it again. Okay, so I have this strip, which is about 48 millimeters, and I don't know, how long is it? 5, 10, 15 centimeters long. Okay, now obviously I want to have a square, so this also has to be 48 millimeters. So the first one, and I'm not cutting it, remember, we do not want to cut this now, so no blade. We are using our little tool or our scoring goodie to score it. So there you go, fold it like so, scored once, and now cheating, you should score them all and trim off that extra. Okay, so now I have a little goodie that is three little squares, concertina squares. Sorry, I have a little piece of blue on here. Alrighty, so that's what we have. Open our card gently, and we're going to place our square inside. And it should just fit, if I can show you, with a slight gap around the edges, like so. Okay, we're going to glue that in, and I'm going to use ordinary stick glue. Okay, there you go. Now I want my little thing to pull open that way, but you could glue it in this way. It's up to you, but I think it's going to work better glued in here. So just line it up with a very small gap all around, and I'll lift this up so I can show you what I mean. See, there's about a millimeter there. So line it up really nicely, close it, and sorry, I just need to lift this up. Okay. And ta-da, you have a secret little journaling space. So I really think you will enjoy making this with me. Let's glue this last one in as well. We need another ATC. I don't want one that's all scribbled. Here we go. And once again, using this. I don't know if I should carry on with this because I'm just wasting your time. I think you get the gist of it. So do your next one. And please share with me your hidden window ATC.